I think we may finally be seeing a plateauing of the crazy price drops. The last 2.5 years, we've been seeing nothing but every single book you can think of take a hit, take a drop, and actually even overcorrect to before COVID prices. Now, one thing that I think is actually more a good thing than a bad thing is I have started to notice a ever so slight uptick once again. Maybe in 2025, we're going to see comics bounce back to a little bit of normalcy. But in the meantime, I put together a short list of comics that I think just got so insanely low that they can't go any lower. And it means could be a good time to buy them. Take it with a grain of salt, make your own conclusions, but there are some books here that have dropped between 80 all the way to 95% of their value in the last rough few years. I think they will be going up again, so watch it. Why the Last Man #1 used to be a very pricey book. It's easy to forget. There was a show, some people were disappointed. It didn't live up to its full potential, and now the book is just in that wasteland of books that had big screen thing come and go. Here's the thing, the quality is still there, and while we're probably not going to get a remake or another show, kind of doesn't matter. Usually when you have a high quality book that's gone cold, you will see it start to slowly do an uptick. In that next vein, I think we should also mention Preacher #1 and all the Preacher keys. But obviously, we got to go with Preacher #1. This thing also used to be pretty expensive. It's easy to forget. And we actually had a critically acclaimed show come and go for this, which is why I think people think this is donezo. It has made this book so much more affordable than it used to be. And I think it's going to follow that quality trend where people that just want something different, want to chase the keys that aren't just Marvel and DC, they're going to come finding these obvious answers, like a Preacher #1. First Marvel on the list is going to be Alias #1. First appearance of Jessica Jones here is a book that I genuinely have felt bottomed out a little too far. I think this was quite an overcorrection in the crazy COVID aftermath, where everything got just too low. I mean, I'm even seeing 9/8 sell for under 100. That's pretty bananas. We're now very removed from that TV project. It was kind of a while ago at this point. So I think it's had enough distance and might start to do its own thing again. Next is going to be Inhumans #5. I put Slash Black Widow #1, the whole, what's it, a cameo, full appearance. Let's just call it the Yelena Belova keys. Played by Florence Pugh in the MCU. She's not even done. We haven't even seen Thunderbolts yet, and this is already a popular character. I loved her in Hawkeye specifically, and it's just one of those books that I thought went too low. Now, I understand the movies have kind of come and did their thing, but it doesn't matter. This used to be a $100 near mint, and now it's like a $30 near mint. What, dude, what? Come on. Especially with a dark spine like that in an unpopular, lesser picked up run, I don't think this should have gone that low, and I think we're going to see an uptick in that one. Vengeance #1, so we got to go with America Chavez. Now, this one I think had no business being as high as it got. That being said, animated fans and fans of just comics and maybe video games in general love America Chavez. Yeah, her MCU debut was mildly underwhelming. I wouldn't say it was a disaster. It was mildly underwhelming. Whatever, opinions aside, this is a major key to come out of the last 20 years, and maybe it needs more time, but I just don't think the lows are quite deserving on this one. I think it might have dipped too low. Those of you who come to my claim sales know how I feel about this. I honestly hate selling this book this low. It feels wrong. Moon Knight #1, littered with first appearances, awesome cover, awesome story. The fact that you can get this in a near mint condition between $30 and $40, I think makes no sense. It has fallen too far. And that is definitely, mark my words, a book that will see an uptick. This thing is well deserving of a higher price tag. I know the market is down, but this book took too much of a loss. Black Panther 3. This is another book on the list that got too high. and it's too recent of a character to really tell. But considering it is a more notable appearance, maybe more so in the comics in more recent years, I think it's deserving of at least a $20. Presently, you can actually find these stinking things for 10, 15 bucks. But I do think that this one needs time, but will stand the test of time down the line. Fantastic Four 67 as well as Thor 165. So I'm going to hit you with the Adam Warlock stuff. These are books that have no business being as low as they are. No business. Again, we're at 15-year lows for these Adam Warlock keys, and that's ridiculous. I think we need the comic fans to remind everyone how awesome Warlock is. I know he was a little underwhelming in Guardians 3, whatever. He's still Warlock. Maybe Rivals will give that a bit of a boost. I'm going to give you Black Panther #1. This is the first appearance of Okoye, as well as the Dora Milaje, Nakia, and I think a bunch of other appearances. What I like about this book is it's littered with first appearances. What hurts the book is that it was a #1 from a very critically acclaimed run, which means a lot of people have it. So collectability, it is out there. I do think it went a little too low. I openly admit, I don't think that this book should be as low as it is. I really don't think it can go lower, which means probably a good time to get it. Okay, Star Wars 68. I saw a raw near mint of this on a Whatnot sell for 90 bucks, and I wanted to scream. That is insane. Where are the Star Wars fans? I know Star Wars fans go up and down, but dude, have a little consistency. That is insane. That's got to be like a 15-year low. This was a Whatnot sale that I oversaw. If one of you guys watching this got this, you got something really special. That was a fluke upon flukes, I hope. That can't go lower than that. That has got to be one of the coldest books this market has seen. I'm going to end this list with one of the most egregious ones here. Infinite Crisis 5. First new Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes. I know that he first appears in 3, which, by the way, 3 is equally as cold. But coldness aside, this is still the first Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. This is a big deal. Why am I seeing near mint, perfect looking raw copies sell for 15 bucks? What? I'm sorry, I just think that is ridiculous, man. I genuinely do. I think there's nowhere to go but up from there. You just can't go lower than that for a book of such key significance. All right, guys, little short list for you today. These are the books that I think just simply can't go any lower. What are some that you're thinking of? And as always, keep on hunting. I'll see you at the next video. Make sure to come on down to Sentiment Depot's Antiques and Collectibles, located at 238 West Delaware Ave in Pennington, New Jersey. Find so many great books for just $1 and the lowest prices on key comics around. Enjoy a huge selection of graded comics priced up to 20% lower than current fair market value. We are open from Wednesday to Sunday, closed Monday, Tuesday. You got a collection you want to sell? Bring that too. Can't wait to see you there.